Pablo has going on is it's a mild right hamstring strain. He's going to get an MRI tomorrow to get it checked out because that's what we always do in these circumstances. As of now, when I say mild, we think it's very mild. We're going to keep him on course. We're not going to have any sort of change of plans of any kind right now. We're just going to assess it and see what tomorrow shows us, and then we'll know more, and then we'll have more information. We can actually make a decision at that point. But for a second, to answer your question, Dan, yeah, Carlos did notice something, and also I think it took a second for Pablo to process and make a decision as to whether or not he wanted to even mention anything at all, because these guys are competitive and they want to stay in the game, and sometimes guys pitch with little things here and there, and I think he just needed a second to realize that the right thing to do was to mention it, and so I'm glad he did, because the last thing we need is him going out there and pitching with something that could potentially get worse. So getting him out of the game was a must.
For you and Nick, that's a no-brainer once you go out there and hear what they say.
Yeah. When someone starts talking about feeling something, especially you're talking certain parts of the body, start talking about a hamstring, it's not as though he might have had some minor cramping or something. Sometimes you're going to listen more and be open to keeping a guy alive to stay in the game. But I think he felt some sort of tightness, and so we have to get him out. He was pitching great.
I'm saying that seems as good as he's been.
He was great. He was great, and not only was he great, he was efficient and great tonight. All of his pitches looked very crisp, and his command was very good. So he looked like he was really building on that last start that he had in a really nice fashion. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what we find out right now. But overall it was a good start by him, obviously, but it had the makings of a great start if he was able to continue.
Do you think the runners on base had anything to do with how his leg was? Did that injury play into the action on the bases right before he came out?
I don't know. But I have no reason to. I haven't heard anything along those lines. I have no reason to believe that was the case until I hear something that suggests it. But also, it's not as though I sat down with Pablo and had a long conversation about when it happened. I'm sure he'll do that with the training staff and talk them through exactly what happened.
How difficult is it to see this stretch for Jax where today he beat himself with the throw?
Yeah,
The
the thing about Griff right now is there's nothing wrong with his ability to pitch and throw the baseball. He looks just like the Griffin that I know, and the Griffin that I know is one of the best in the business. So that is. I'm not saying there's like huge positives here, but that's like we're talking about he's had a challenging start to the season, and he knows that, and he's feeling that. But the truth is, he's throwing the ball completely normally, and for him, normal is exceptional. And so you just got to let him keep taking the mound. You keep giving him the ball in the spots where we have chances to win games, and he's going to go out there and work it out and get outs and miss a ton of bats and do his job well. The play today, I mean, there's not much to really say about it. He didn't make a play, a PFP play that he makes time after time all spring, and we'll make that play virtually every time, and we didn't make it today.
Does it feel like you guys have first and third with Carlos, and he's having a good game, and you guys are playing pretty well? Like the swing there, just to go from that to Witt standing on third, and the span of a couple batters. Does that feel like it's happened too frequently so far?
Yeah, it does feel like it's happened too frequently, but it's happening, and we have to we're being tested right now. We have to be, you know, exceptionally strong, and you know, when things don't go well, that's not when you start to question everything and you start to, you know, tear certain things down or premises that you believe in, and you have to be even stronger mentally. You have to continue to work hard, just as you've been working the entire time, and you trust that the players and their ability are going to go out there and get the job done like they've done so many times for us. And that's what's going to happen. And, you know, we got tons of baseball to play here, months and months and months of baseball to play. And there are times where you're going to have a week or two where you don't feel or look like yourself. But as a team and as an individual, that can happen. But you need to. I'm going to continue to show belief and trust in our guys, is what I'm going to do, and they have to believe and trust in themselves to go get the job done. And we want Carlos Correa in that spot every time. Where we have that situation with a chance to take the lead with him at the plate and first and third, and we have all the makings of an excellent game-winning situation right there. And he happened to hit a hard ground ball right at the shortstop. That's what happened today. But that's the situation you need to be in if you want to win a tight ball game.
Their go-ahead run, is Witt just too fast?
They're going on contact on that play, and the way the ball was hit, there's no play on that. There's just no play. And even if it's not Bobby, who's, you know, well above average runner to say the least, maybe the fastest player in the game right now, that's a challenging play, even if there's an average runner who gets a good jump going on contact. So sometimes that's why people go on contact. You go on contact to take a calculated risk, and when you have a guy that runs like that, you're going to score a lot of the time, even if it's a ground ball right at an infielder. It's still a tight play at the plate when you have a guy that runs like that. So there was no play on that. Just it's a tapper that found basically just some grass, and as long as it's bouncing once or twice, he's going to end up being safe.